SISTA Reasoning, Groundation number 3, Empress Dorette and Empress V by Rastafari. If only you could take the little that was given to you and make the best of it, instead of griping about all that was not given to you. Why sit in sadness and despair? Why not use knowledge gained to empower yourself and others? Rastafari. Wisemind Publications, trademark, Unshackle Your Mind. Copyright, Wisemind Publications 2018. All rights reserved. No part of this publication may be reproduced or stored without prior permission of the publisher. No part of this narration may be reproduced or stored without prior permission of the narrator. SISTA Reasoning, written by Rastafari, edited by Ras Dario, cover design by Reveal Designs, layout by Flacco Tafari, published by Wisemind Publications, distributed by Wisemind Publications. Lot 715, Dahlia Close, West Green, Montego Bay, number 2, Jamaica, WI. Contact rasflacco@gmail.com, wisemindpublications@gmail.com. Table of Contents, page 6. What age did you cite up Rastafari Livity? Page 10. House of Rastafari. Page 11. Organize and Centralize. Page 13. Reggae Musicians. Page 15. Reparations and Repatriation. Page 18. Emperor Haile Selassie Visit to Jamaica. Page 19. Joy and Tribulation. Page 23. Self-Reliance. What age did you cite up Rastafari Livity? Empress Dorette. I cite up Rastafari Livity at the age 35 years old. Empress V. I cite up Rastafari Livity at the age of 37 years old, but trodden with Rastafari from along Iowa. My mother took I to church, and at age 12, she began to speak of the mystics of Emperor Haile Selassie. I began to wonder why she was taking I to church and then telling I about Farai. None of my parents was Rastafari. There was also no pictures of His Majesty in our house. My father was a businessman on Barnett Street, and I used to see Rastaman passing by his business place. My father did not like Rasta. He would grumble under his breath. What am I looking here for? Empress Dorette. No one in my family was Rasta. First time I heard about the Ayabingi, I purchased some white things to tie my head and also had a long dress to go with it. I know the dress code and decided to abide by it. I was going to all different churches seeking out for something. When I arrived on the Bingi ground, I saw this Rastaman hailing Jah. Fire. This ancient was Man Young, also known as Bongo Youngful. I went to the tabernacle. I did not know anyone. My experience took me on a high heights. When I was in the Bingi, I see the tabernacle open wide and the white horse came down, and I went on it and started to ride in the heavens. I had the feeling that I came out of the heavens and fell to the ground. I screamed out. I began to hail Jah Rastafari name. When I looked, I saw Mama Aita, I took away her 2 emblems, marched out of the bingy with them in my hand, and very soon Rastafari who were chanting brought me back in the tabernacle. That was my experience when I sight up. My irids became stronger, and I walked from Granville to the Lilliput, and from Lilliput to Granville, even when it was night. I had all my money in my possession. I did not recognize anyone. My desire was to attend the Nyabingi every night. In those days, Nyabingi Isis was twice per week. It was a mystic between me and Rastafari. I had gold jewelry. I throw them in the fire. When I was at the Nyabingi, I get to know daughter Vivian and daughter Lily. Daughter Vivian threw an orange at me. 2 years later, she got sick and ended up in the hospital. It is good to trod Rastafari faith. That was my calling anywhere I am over the world. When there was Nyabingi, that is where I want to be. If I am not able to attend, I become sick. It is nice to live this life. Everyone is my brother and sister too. Ancient Bongo was the elder when I was attended Nyabingi. However, I think that he could not manage the calling. The only person, in my opinion, who is Bongo Youngful. He is the Ancient of Days, and I respect him from those times until this time. Many ones cannot deal with his truth and righteousness and his visions. They also do not accept his spirituality, and that is the light for me and for you and the other persons. The sisters who I knew before I sight Rastafari are still living their old ways. They do not love Rasta. They have not thrown down the old armor to trod Rastafari. They said they don't want to be poor, but I and rich in the Most High, which is the greatest of all. So when my friends see me, their remarks is, "Dorrit, look how you was sexy and have the nice hairstyle." However, I am comfortable with half yard of cloth for my head wrap. I am very comfortable with my long dress and the way how I adorn myself. I know that Empress Menen was a virtuous woman. She set the standard for the daughters of Rastafari. The House of Rastafari, Empress Dorrit. The House of Rastafari is not a joke thing. It is not a giggling place or play around. We should read our Bible, chant, pray, and call upon the Most High. The seed has to be as small as a mustard seed to enter. It requires a clean hands and pure heart to represent the Most High, the Almighty. The Bible is a compass that we should use to guide ourselves. We need a daughter's quarters at the Granville Pitford Nyabingi grounds. The present one is in ruins and decay, and it is inhabitable. Nothing is prepared for the children and daughters. We also need a school and a workshop for the daughters and children. Organize and centralize, Empress Dorrit. We are trying to do things the right way. However, some people look on Rastafari, a man, and not as the creator. The one who is near or far, also round and about. Soon as they get some money, they don't remember to help ones and ones. They don't remember Farai, little children in need. There are no facilities to teach art or craft and to teach ones who cannot read or write. As the situation presents itself, more of them don't know what to do. In the time of groundation, Rastafari did not have a permanent place. Now that Rastafari can own land to build a tabernacle and other facilities, we need a suitable daughter's quarters. So when the Nyabingi days are over, Rastafari who want to stay on the Bingi grounds and do some things for themselves opportunity. Reggae musicians. The reggae musicians are in a different world from Rastafari, which is no joke thing. Rastafari is life, and if you trust in him, you should not go on the stage and do what others do for money. Still yet, you are not helping your sister and brother. You are not contributing to the development of the house of Rastafari. So we will be able to encourage others to do good. Yes, we are rich, but we want some wealth. So if we don't have the wealth, we cannot tell unbeliever to attend the Nyabingi. They will be of the opinion that there is nothing good in Rastafari, but there is something good in Farai. Something is good in my Creator, who said, some of us will build house and have chariots with horses, but I do believe in the name of the Most High, who is King Selassie, who is Rastafari, who is the Almighty, who is the life giver, who is the lifesaver, who give I food. He is my bed, he is my shield, he is my clothes, my dress, he is my toothbrush and my chair to sit. He is my rest and my high tower, my rock, my pillow. Rastafari is life. We never get weary yet. We never get weary yet. Down in the valley for a very long time, we never get weary yet. Rasta never get weary yet. Empress never get weary yet. We down in the valley for a very long time, and we never get weary yet. Hail the Most High, Rastafari. Repatriation and reparation. Empress Dorrit. My mission is to trod Ethiopia. It is my place, and Africa is my home of rest. Shashamane and Addis Ababa, the places I want to be. That is why we are trotting this way and preparing. Olympic champion Usain Bolt ran and passed the baton. It is the same way we will pass our baton until we reach Shashamane. We want to hear plans that will allow us as Rastafari to achieve our goals. By doing so, we will be able to speak and act on the right things. We now ask Jah Rastafari to give us wisdom and overstanding to guide us to the right person to provide the assistance we truly require. Emperor Haile Selassie visit Jamaica. When I was 2 years of age, my father took me to downtown Montego Bay to a place which is presently the Bay West Plaza. When Emperor Haile Selassie visited Montego Bay, he made his presentation across the street, which is now the Sam Sharp Square. In those days, the Rastaman was called the Black Heart Man, and ancient Bongo Youngful was one of them who I heard chanting in the hills. I usually walked the distance in the thick bushes to reason with him. But when I checked things out, Bongo Youngful was not a Black Heart Man, a takeaway man that children should be afraid of. He was Rastafari. Every Rastaman who acknowledged the Most High is my brother. Joy and tribulation, Empress Dorit. I was in my mother's womb as Rastafari from those times. However, I grew up in Babylon ways and never know the truth of Rastafari until I get the call to trot up. Once I was a hot girl. Every time I sit in the hairdresser chair, I was like a mad woman running up and down. From I sight up Rastafari and bring forth my 3 youths, every time I knew that the children's father was visiting from America, I started to pull out my locks, as I did not want him to know that I am Rasta. However, one day while I was resting, Jah said to I, "Who you love? Is I your love?" Now, when the father of my children returned to Jamaica, I went to see him, but I tied my head with a red kerchief. He said to me, "You are Rasta?" He vexed up his face and asked the same question again. I said to him, "From the day I was in my mother's womb, I am Rasta until now." He said, "All right then, since you are Rasta, go find yourself a Rastaman." I was so frustrated and cried many times when I remember the words he said. One day I pull out the locks. When the shopkeeper woman saw me, she said, "How you say you are Rasta woman and now pull out your locks?" I immediately started to grow locks again. One Nyabingi, Iowa, I went to the Isis and spent some time around the fire key. When I went to rest, I had a vision of a white man wearing a blue shirt and light blue pants. He had a red ID tag. He then stepped up, said my name, and handed me a US visa. The next morning, and started my visa application right away. My interview date was Thursday, the 28th. I applied for a visa 6 times before and failed. This was the first time I was guided by the Most High and had total confidence to be successful. I went to the embassy royally dressed in my colors. One woman declared that I cannot enter the premises. I told her that it was my dress code and stepped inside to be interviewed. To my surprise, it was the description of the same man in my vision who was doing the interview. He asked me about my daughter in America. I was trying to remember what I had written on the paper. The officer then said to me, "Miss Jones, no need for you to stutter. Here is your visa." I could not believe, but it was real. I received the visa on my birthday. I bought a plane ticket and spent 2 months in America. One day, I wear my army suit to the manicure and pedicure shop for my foot. The white brethren who was attending to my foot shouted at me 3 times, "Are you in your army?" I jumped out of the chair and replied, "Yes, sir, I am in your army, sir." Everyone present in the shop started to laugh. I will never deny Emperor Haile Selassie. Another day, I went on the road and did not know anyone. One man who was a stranger gave me 1 bag of Kush incense. Just like that. Everywhere I went in America, I hoist Rastafari emblem very high. Some remarks were, "I never see one like you before." Some wanted to know my mission. My reply was being about the Almighty and what He can do. And I speak of love. I speak of love and togetherness. I rise early in the morning and walk the 22nd Street with my emblem. People were amazed when they see me coming, and some wanted to touch me to see if I am real. It is the love of the Almighty and His glory. When you are well adorned, you are well protected. Within my mental capacity is Nyabingi night or day, so my adornment is always royal. Anytime you put down the Most High, you are in problems. It is worse when your battlefield is rough from the morning. So when you flash the lightning, evil people stay one side. Therefore, you must be in your glory with Jah, or the wicked will pull you down. So you must walk a perfect way, just as Psalm 101 declares. Rastafari is real, can testify to that. Self-reliance, Empress Dorrit. When I sight up Rastafari, I was working at the factory. I left that employment and started my own business of buying and selling. In my district of Lilliput, I am the only daughter who bonfire from that time until this time. I am respected and honored in my district. The people in the community gave me the name Empress. I used to run away from it. However, when I listened to the Most High, I seriously tried this way of life. I even owned a car, had a shop, even washed people's clothes. But my brother, who came from prison, he did not have a trade, was giving me a big fight for the shop. I walk away from it. I started some different things. One day I had a vision and Jah told me He will be watching my brother for 7 years. In the 7th year, he did not return my things. He got a stroke. I showed some care and was even helping him to learn to walk again. Soon after, he trimmed his locks. I always share my problems. It was like a battlefield each day. One occasion, I attended the Nyabingi and Jah revealed to I that I should get even different pieces of wool. After good observation of how things are made from wool, I learned to knit for myself. I even made several regalia and gave them away. I learned to make bag and long skirt, hat and belt. I and Sister Valerie cut the material for our clothes and sew it with our hands. Global message to Rastafari sisters. Empress Dorrit. It is the cleanness of the hands and heart from you has that you can enter Mount Zion, the place where I want to go. Sisters, just hold, we will soon be there. Just keep Rastafari to your heart. I is visible and also invisible. Empress Valerie. Bless up Rastafari sisters around and about, east, west, north, and south, to the four corners of the earth. We bless you all. Wisemind Publications.